and then pass it on to Michelle.
Yay, thanks. Well, I'm not going to talk for very long. I just have the privilege and honor of introducing Marina this evening. And Marina is a current teacher. She came from Mexico and embarked on this adventure with Participate Learning. And she is currently teaching here in North Carolina in one of our partner dual language programs at Rocky River Elementary in Cabarrus County, North Carolina. And so she has been around in this community. She is well known among the dual language teachers and the Participate Learning Network. And for those of you that have had the opportunity to connect with her and learn with her and from her throughout the course of this United We Teach experience, you know a couple of things to be true. You know that she is always willing to share her resources and her expertise. And you also know that she has tons of fantastic ideas. So if you happened to attend a session with her during the United We Teach Summit this summer, you walked away eager for more of her ideas and resources. So much so that we're like, we need you to come back. So we are thrilled that she volunteered her time to come and share. She is passionate about what she does. She loves to seek out new ideas in any way to engage students. And that's what she's going to share with you today. She actually reached out to us and said she had been using Jamboard. It's working really well. She'd love to share ideas with you, and I'm going to pass it over to her so she can take it away and do that very thing. And I guarantee that you're all going to walk away today with ideas that you're going to want to implement with your students and in your classroom. So without further ado, Marina, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm going to start sharing my screen. And yes, I am so very happy to be here and to share my ideas. And I don't know, I have been so happy learning in this new virtual world. So I am sharing my screen now. You can see that now, right? Okay, perfect. Let me just move this here. So I have been learning so many different kinds of tools to teach my children. I am so always excited to share with them different ideas. Sometimes I run out of ideas, so I try to find different things because I teach second grade. So sometimes they get bored of me showing them the same things all over again. So that's why I always try to use different tools. And I wanted to share with you this Jamboard that I have been using since the end of September. And now my children know how to use it pretty well. And to me, it is just amazing to see how my second graders, they were with me in first grade, and now they are continuing working with me in second grade. And it is so amazing to see them use the tools and how much they have been growing up from last year to this school year, even with all the barriers that they have faced. Like some of them are staying at home 100%, some of them come to school. So they have learned to create documents, to copy the document, to share the documents with me, to even create their own documents, to collaborate among themselves. So I have, a middle schooler and a high schooler, and I ask them and I share with them all these tools that I use with my children, and they always tell me, oh, really? Oh my goodness, but they are so young. Like, they can do so many things just being 7 years old. And I don't know, sometimes it is, I think, us, the adults, that are afraid to just give that step and show that to children, because they immediately, when I present a new tool, they immediately accept it and they use it very well. And sometimes I even discover tricks that I didn't know that existed, and they show me those things. I am like, oh really? How did you do that? So that's what I discovered with this Jamboard tool using with them. So I don't know, I just found this tool, this nice music in the background.
the jam, pump it up while your feet are stumping. And the jam is pumping. Look ahead, the crowd is jumping.
So I just found this song and I was like, oh my goodness, I really need to show this today because that made me feel happy. Like, yes, I want to make Jamboard my jam, and I want you to make Jamboard your jam. You're going to love it. And especially when I show you all the things that you can do, it is just so amazing. So today we are going to be learning about what Jamboard is, how you can use Jamboard in your classroom, and how to start using Jamboard right away, like tomorrow. I will suggest that you start just using that with yourself so that you get familiar with the tool, and maybe when you feel comfortable, you can introduce that with your children and you can make them use the Jamboard too. So it is just a suggestion that I give you so that you know exactly what to do, okay? So, and then I'm going to share with you some tips, some great ideas to make your lessons engaging and more creative. I'm going to show you some more examples, and at the end, if you need more clarification on something, just let me know and I can answer some of your questions, or you can connect with me through Twitter or my email, and I will be happy to share with you more ideas if you need further information. So what is Jamboard? Well, Jamboard is a digital board. What I really love about it is that it is free. So you don't have to pay anything. You already have it in your Google Drive. I will show you in a moment how you can navigate through your Google Drive and you can find it easily. It's super easy to use. It has just a few tools that you can use using the Jamboard. That's why it is easy to use by children. Even my 7-year-old children, I told you, they can do so many magical things with this tool. It makes you feel more creative. When the first time I started using this in my classroom, the students were like, wow, how do you change the background? Oh my goodness, look at those colors. They were amazed to see everything. And I was like, oh my goodness, I am being so creative. I was feeling happy. And that's when I decided to give the next step and make them use the tool. Make them use the Jamboard and to create their own documents, their own ideas. And I started to see so many results. And finally, it is fun to use. Since it is so easy, it is really fun because it makes your lessons also, your lesson time in the classroom, in the virtual classroom, it's easier. With this with this digital board, you will be able to also teach your lessons every day, and it will save you a lot of time. So how or when could I use Jamboard? Well, during synchronous learning, so you can assign a document and you share it with your students, and then you give them the instructions and you ask them to complete it, and then they share it with you. So this is one way of how you can use it. Or another way is during asynchronous learning. You are teaching every day, and then they are also able to see the document and to see the videos that you post, or the music that you post. You can do many different things with this tool. So you can use this during both times, synchronous learning and asynchronous learning. I really love to use it when I am teaching the lessons, like I said, because it is like if we were in the real classroom, or faster. This is so fast. Like when I was in the classroom, like using my smart board, sometimes my my marker fell down or it didn't work very well. Here I can immediately assign or make them collaborate all together at the same time. I can divide them into small groups. I can also include pictures when they have a question. I teach Spanish, so visuals are very important. When they don't understand something, I quickly upload a picture of the vocabulary word that they don't know, and they can understand better then. So that's why I really love using this as a teacher. So I use this during morning work, when I teach a lesson, during reading lessons, writing, vocabulary, when I want to practice grammar with them, math. When you practice math, when you teach math, this is so simple to use because you can use this to show the number line, to show the strategies, which in other kinds of tools is more difficult to jump with the number line, for example. To illustrate concepts, like I said, when they have questions about a topic, I am a very visual person, so visuals are very important always in my lessons, and this helps the students to understand better what they are learning. I also use this to assess them, to check for understanding, as exit tickets, to compare and contrast, as a collaboration tool, to brainstorm ideas, to analyze texts, and I am starting to create my games, which, oh my goodness, I have been having a lot of fun. So maybe this will be like a part number 2 of this presentation, because I don't think that we will have a lot of time today, but I can prepare like part 2 of Jamboard so that I can show you more resources. So as you can see, the possibilities are endless. With this simple tool, I have created so many things and so many ways to show my students, and also to ask them to show me what they are learning and how they are learning. Okay, can you still listen to me and hear me? Yes? Yes?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
We
perfect.
can,
Sorry.
yes.
I was like,
Sorry, I was having a hard time finding my unmute button. Yes, all good.
Sometimes the internet is okay, but perfect.
All good.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so let me show you. These are some examples of how I use Jamboard in morning work, like I said. In the past, like back in August, I wanted to make students like you, since, like I said, I teach Spanish. So I think my students lost a lot of precious time at the end of March, middle March, when we went virtual. I didn't have the time, or we didn't meet as we used to meet in the classroom every day. And so I think students lost precious time. I lost precious time teaching with them. And so I wanted to find a good way to make them use the morning work better, because some of them started logging in like 15 minutes earlier or 20 minutes earlier. And then I was thinking, like, I need to think of a very good, I need to think of a very good use, to use a very good tool to use this time better. Because sometimes we were talking about the day or the previous day, but when I discovered how to create this morning work, they were more engaged. They started to arrive earlier every day because they wanted to use the tool. And also it was a way to check for understanding from the previous day or the previous lessons, and also to continue practicing the language. Like I said, they love to collaborate. They love to work together. And when they see that they are doing it at the same time, even virtually, they just love it. They can see their work in real life. They can see how I am checking their work, and they can see how, if they have a question or an error, a mistake, I just tell them, okay, you forgot here the capital letter and the period. How can you change that? So they fix that immediately and they can see it right away. So that's why I really like it. And let me show you some of the examples here. Okay. Well, it's opening. Okay, so this is the document that children see when they enter the room. They have the page with the instructions of the work that they need to start doing right away. And this was from this Monday. So the instructions, they had to look at the examples of the following pages and answer the problems of addition and subtraction, showing the strategies. And then they had to write sentences with the words that I share with them. And I reminded them to add like the capital letter and the period at the end. And I always end with a nice sentence like, okay, work nice, you can do it, etc. So then they go to the next page, and here is where they can see the example that I always post, so that if they forgot the strategy, if they didn't remember how to do it, they have it there visually. This is an example, and then this is another example. And then they have to do it by themselves. This is from, what I'm showing, this is from a student. This is her work. So she decided to use these tools differently. I used just the pencil tool, which is right here, okay? And she decided to combine both tools, the pencil tools and the text box. So it's okay, they know how to use the tools perfectly well now, so she can play with both tools at the same time. And then she solved the next problem, and then she wrote the sentences. And like I said, I always provide them with a visual aid so that they know exactly what they are doing. We have been using this vocabulary for the whole month of November. So I just wanted to continue checking with them how they were using it. So before I show you more examples, let me give you a tour through Jamboard so that you know exactly how to use it. So you have to go to, let me move this here. You go to your drive, okay, in your email or like your Google Drive here, for example. You have these little dots on your right. You click on those little dots. Okay, and then you find here the tool here, Jamboard. You click there. So like I said, you already have it in your drive. So if you have it and it's free, well, why not to use it? So here you can see many Jamboards because I have been using this, like I said, since the end of September. So I have too many of them, and so this is how you do it. Here you store all of them. And then, since you want to create a new one, let me just show you here. Go back. Okay, so you go here, you create your first Jamboard, you like I said, you go here. My goodness, my screen is popping here, and let me just move this so that this doesn't bother me anymore. Okay, so you have here, you click on the plus sign because you're going to create your first Jamboard. You click on the plus sign here and it will open a blank Jam. Once you open it, you can start adding things and you can start uploading everything that you wish to share with your students and you want them to complete, etc. So here, this is my Jamboard that I created for you today. So I can go here on the next page that it's on the top part of your Jam. And then you can use the pen tool, the text box. These are the only tools. That's why it's so easy. You don't have any more. These are the only colors that you can use. I know it's only 6, but believe me, that's more than enough. When children have more colors, I don't know, they just take longer and they get more excited. Like, for example, when I use seesaw with them, they sometimes spend a lot of time, you know, adding colors and details and all that. So it's different. So here, they just have these simple tools. You can even change the background, like here, you click set background according to your desire. Like here is even the color, okay. And for example, I always start with the date. So I said, oh yes, jueves 3 de diciembre de 2020, for example. So I always start with the date, my day, because it is a way for me to create routine with them. Here you have where it says normal, the style of the font that you want, if you want it to show it bigger, if you teach, look, it made a mistake here, so I can fix it. You click on edit, and then you say hoy, and that's all. Oh, and diciembre. So you click on the 3 dots, edit, and diciembre. There you go. So when I started using this with them, I always chose the larger background, the larger font, because it was visually like better for them to see. Then as I was progressing, I used to change this. So it all depends on what I want to show with them. So you play with this, the font and the size, you do it. And you also have here different colors and, you know, the align tool. If you make a mistake, you just click here on the undo, you see, and you fix it. You don't have to teach your children this, but they will discover all of these little tricks once they start using the tool. And like I said, we are now in the first week of December, and my children, they know exactly what to do, how to undo, how to share documents, how to add their name here, how to upload images. They know how to do everything. And but you don't have to teach all this like right away. In fact, I didn't teach them this. They were discovering this while I was teaching. When I teach, I sometimes use the Jamboards, and they see me moving from here to here, and I can even hear them in the background. Oh my goodness, how did she do that? Oh wow, the color changed. Or she added this or that. So since they saw me using this, they learn. And then when it was their time to use it by themselves, well, they just explore more. What I really like is this tool, the sticky notes, because children love just to post their ideas with different colors. Like, for example, when like this week that we have been talking about the life cycle of animals, they were just sharing their ideas or a vocabulary word like this. Let me show you some vocabulary words that they were sharing with me. Or maybe here in the morning work, you can see it. Oh, this is also recent. This is from yesterday. Okay, perfect. So you can see more. I will, hopefully I will find one of the first Jamboards and you can see how different they look from the student and how now they are more elaborated and more complete. So this student, she shared her words yesterday, her vocabulary words. She had the visual aid here. And I always tell them to include details. So she just had to click on the sticky note tool to start typing. Like for example, hola, okay. You click save. And there you have your first sticky, okay? You can resize it according to your need, according to your liking. You decide. If you don't want it anymore, you just click on here and you just delete, okay? Or duplicate if you want to use the same one. So here, like I said, the possibilities are endless. And the other tool is the add image. I think this student shared, oh, yesterday they had to read this story and then they had to create a sentence. When they read, I tell them to use the laser tool. So they start like el árbol de Navidad. Yo veo un árbol, so etc., etc. So to point to what they are reading, I have seen that they feel more engaged. They know exactly where they are reading. They have improved their speed when reading. And since, you know, it gives them like the control of their own reading. So they really love using this laser tool. And so this is another tool that this student used. So she decided to, like here, this student, she created her strategies here in the Jamboard. But this student decided to do it in her journal and just share it with us. So what you can do is that you click on the add image and then you upload through your device like she did. She created this screenshot and then she shared it with her here, with us. So this is how you can do it. If you are teaching, you click on here and then, for example, you want to teach about the number line, for example. So you choose, let's see, you can just play with the images that they give you, or you can choose your own, or you can choose from your own device. That's something that you can do. Here are some examples, for example. So blank number line, it's already here. I think I was already looking for one. Let's see, for example, I think I'm going to use this one. So it is right here, you resize it. Okay, you give the students the problem. Okay, I don't know, like for example, 13 plus 5. Okay, something simple. So you can make these numbers bigger. Remember, you click here. Okay, can show. And then you can start showing them, you know, the tool like here. Well, this is a small number, but like here, like 13. Okay, plus 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, So that you just tell them to add the other numbers, +1, +1, +1, etc., until they go to the number of the last number that they need to jump. Then you can add the numbers below. So you can do several things with this, and you can set the background. You can change it to this background or this one, the background of your preference, okay? Now, if you go to the next one, if you want to draw your own number line and you want to play with a different background like this one, well, you just change the color, like for example, this one. Here you have the pen, the marker, the highlighter, the brush, okay? So here you just create your line, like, well, maybe you do it straighter than I do it, but just children like to see this. So you add, you know, your lines like 0, 1, 2, etc., 3, and then you can choose a different color so that you show the jumps. You can play with these tools according to your students' needs and according to your needs too. If you don't like that, you just clear the frame, you start all over again, you just click on undo if you want to go back to your last idea that you posted, or you clear it again. So it is just a way of your preference, okay? So let me show you more examples of students and how you can also use it with yourself as a teacher. Okay, this is another example. Oh, this is from October. So it's like some of a month later that I started using it. So this child decided to use the drawing tool, and she just shared, you know, her problems like this, and the result. So this was a way for her to show her problem. Let me see this one. Here, they had to write 5 sentences with the words. So they had the words, and then here, this student decided to use the sticky note. And here you can see that she forgot the periods and all that, but it's a way for you to see how you can help that particular child. And when you are working in small groups, you can share with this student, like, okay, how will you change this? Tell me what kind of changes will you make? Well, so there are more different kinds of morning work. Now in reading, how you can use it in reading. I really love using this during the reading lessons because it's very easy for them to see immediately how we are learning the strategy of the day. And for me, moving from one small group to the other, for me as a teacher, this tool is very easy to go from one group to the other, like easily. I don't have to start a new document or to start, no. Everything is here. You have all your pages are in the same one. So here we read a book, and then this week we were like discussing about the book, about the feelings of the characters, what happens, you know, the sequence of the events, and then at the end they were this book was about different places where this character visited with the family. So I added the visual aids with them. Like I said, you go to the add image, you search it in the Google, like in the internet, or you can upload your own. That is according to your preference. It's super easy. So this was one work that I did with one of my groups. This is another one that I did with a different group the title is different. Look, this is another one. So you can create here your own pages with, you just go to the next page and then you have a new small group. And then you go to the next page and you have a new small group. And you can continue like this one. We did this one, we did this like in 3 days. So I just follow the same document for 3 days and we continue discussing about it. When we are reading, like I said, you use the laser tool and you just point here. If you want them to read, they can do it. Let me see, for addition, well, I show you some examples of addition, subtraction, brainstorming ideas. I really, really love how they brainstorm their ideas using the sticky notes. They are, some of them are in the classroom, some of them are in the house, but they really like to see how everybody's posting at the same time. And I just give them the topic and the visual aid, and then they start like posting. Some of them include their names, some of them want them to do this like more private. So since I just want to check what they know, I just let them post and post and post. So this is really nice, and I can use this as an exit ticket. I used this as an exit ticket yesterday, and they just posted, and I said, okay, I will see you in the small groups. Just post your idea about what we learned in today's lesson, and that's what they did. They did it by themselves. You just have to share here the document, and you have to change to editor, okay? Otherwise, they won't be able to do it. Once you decide on the time, like probably you give them like 20 minutes, and then you change to viewer so that they don't move and they don't delete each other's answers. That has not happened with my children, but I don't know. That might happen probably with the older children, probably, I don't know. What else? Check for understanding. This is another way that you can use your Jamboard. Checking for understanding. Okay, like here, for example, it's a writing activity that we did. So you can just decide, like here, like we were paying attention to the capital letters, the period. So you use the tool here to add the color. So the possibilities are endless. You decide how to use it. You decide how to do it. So I think that I ran out of time, or no, or yes, more or less. It's because I want to make sure that if you have questions, you let me know. And before I log out, this is an assessment. Like I said, you can use this as an assessment tool. Here you have it. So I just posted the questions of the exam, and then they solve the exam and they share it with me. You have to teach them how to change the name of the document. You just tell them, well, maybe I have time to show you. Let me just show you here so that you see how my children see and how they can create the document and all that. Okay, so this is my Canvas course. I just switched to a different tab. Can you see this my Canvas course? Yes.
We're seeing
okay.
we're still seeing your Jamboard.
Okay, so let me quickly show you how they can see my Canvas course. Or you know what, I am going to do something easier for you. Wait, just a second, please. I think now you can see my Canvas course. Yes?
Yes.
Yes, perfect. Okay, so here they go to the month of December, and then they have to click here, for example, on the day. Today is Thursday. And this is what they find every day. Every day, this is what they find in their Canvas course. And so they have to click here. I show them this, like here on the star, because it's the day, on the person here. They click, and they ask them to copy the document. So they make a copy of the document, then the document is their own document. Once they name the document, they have to share it with me. Like, for example, this student, I just told them that, okay, just rename your jam. You click on OK, they change it. Instead of my name, they add their own name. And then I told them how to share it with me, share. And then they have to add here, they already have my email address. So immediately I can see that right away in the morning. So it's super fast. You don't have to spend a lot of time. But like I said, you have to learn to use it first by yourselves. Some teachers in my school, in second grade, they asked me to teach them how to use the Jamboard, and they were kind of confused because they wanted to show it right away to with the students the next day. I told them, well, you need to first be familiar with the tool so that later you can, make them learn this. So the tools are super easy, like on the left part, or like I said here, on the top part, you can create. Oh, another tip that I want to give you is like when you expand here, you can move your pages. If you want this to be here, for example, you move it there. If you don't like this one, you just click here and you just delete it, etc., etc. Okay? So you click here and you go back to your jams one more time. Well, so basically that's about it, because I don't think I'm running out of time now. And like I said, I am creating games, and probably that will be like the part 2 of this presentation, because you can do a lot of really nice things with this. If you have any more questions, or if you have questions, please let me know so that I can solve them if I can.
Thank you so much, Marina. There were a few questions in the chat.
Okay.
As during your presentation, some of them actually got answered. This is the power of the community, which I love, right?
Okay,
Some of them already got answered in the chat. But if there are any questions that didn't, feel free to unmute your microphone and just ask your question.
Yes, please.
Hi, Marina. Can you hear
Hello.
me?
Yes.
I'm Anna. Yeah, I was just curious because earlier I saw your Jamboard. It has the font and the color. The one that you shared today was amazing, and I would like to use those colors. But the one I asked now is, did you upload that or is it built in? Because I opened my Chromebook right now, I saw it. There was the font and the color, but the one I'm using for school, my laptop, when I open a Jamboard, it's just the basic one on the top. So I was just wondering, is there an app that was installed, or is it?
You mean here in this one?
Yeah, on the top. Remember when you have the tools on the top? If you click a Jamboard?
Okay, here.
Yeah, I see set background and clear frame. That's the only one that's on the top. That's what I see on my, beside right above your Jamboard, it says set background and clear frame. It doesn't have the fonts.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I have in my program when I make it. So I was just wondering how to. In the other one that you presented, there was a font and a color that's added to that, and also the left. when you have to center it or left or whatnot. The other one you presented has a tool beside the clear frame and background when you have a font. Was that installed or is it
No,
a
no.
different?
These are the only tools that Jamboard gives. I don't use anything extra. I just use the ones that are already provided them and the ones on the left. So you just click on the save background. These are the only ones, 3, 4, 7 different options. I don't use anything extra. I know there are ways to upload more, but since I want my 7-year-old to use this, I just don't add anything else. I just use the same tools that the Jamboard provides me with so that they don't get confused. So maybe if you can click here and you can see if the background can change like this. The Jamboard, I just did this with the sticky tools.
Okay.
Maybe you
Because
get the option. I believe that you get the option when you want to write on the board. I think that whenever you write, you will get that option.
Here, when
I
you
think that is what I saw when she was using it.
yeah, like what would you like to add in your background, for example?
it's not the background, it's the font,
Oh,
the letter, and the color of the letter when you type it.
oh, okay. So you
It's
click
always
here.
black. Oh, okay. There
Oh,
you
okay.
go.
I
That's what it
see.
is.
You change here the color.
Okay, so when you click the text, it appears. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
For example, you write hola.
Yes, that's what I was looking for because I thought it was always black.
Oh,
Now
no,
I
no.
see.
You can change here the font according to this.
Thank you.
Or
That's
here.
a game changer.
You can change here.
You
Yes. You
you can just imagine the different, just a simple change of color will be different when you discuss
Yes.
stuff. Thank
Like
you.
this,
Thank
for
you.
example, you add the background different and it looks different. Yes.
You answered the question. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Any more questions or?
I was wondering, Marina, how would you make a copy for each student?
Okay, so I click here where it says viewer. I just select here and I have to go to stop where you see the slash. You write copy, you type copy, and then you select this and then you copy paste this. I do this in my Canvas course. I copy the link and I paste it here in my Canvas course. And that's all. That's all how I do it.
Marina, I have a question.
Yes.
When you share the the Jamboard with them, what I usually do is that I have a link to share it, and I put my students use email. So the email was done by school. So I have the name of the group and I put the name of the group and it opens with all the names of the kids. But when I share with them, they can see what the other student is doing. So how can I do so we can have, every one of them can have a different copy, a different that nobody else is going to see?
Well, I think I found that also when I started using it. Just do it like I do it. Just create a link for them, like the way I just show you, like here, the link, and just share it in your Canvas course or in, I don't know, in the tool that you use to share your activities. And for example, today I created a link here in science. Yes. So you can just create one, the one that I did like here. And then you add the link that I already created. So it all depends on how you, like if you're teaching math or science, you tell them, okay, go to your Canvas course and click on the title or here or there. So that will make them create their own copy so that nobody can see what the others are doing. Like for example, this link that I already gave them this morning, or the one that I created just with you now. Oh, well, he didn't. Let me just do it again.
Can I add on, Marina, after you?
Yes, hello?
Yes, this is Anna again, sorry. Because I have problem also, the same problem, I created a classroom, Google Classroom, and by Google Classroom, you just drop the link and they make it their own copy there. So, and when I check, it's just in one Google Classroom. So that's the solution I made. Since it's Google, but why not use Google Classroom? So,
Yes.
uh, so I use
I
that.
don't, yes, I don't use Google Classroom with my children, but I just found this in an easier way for them. If you don't use Google Classroom just like I do, just like share the link with them like this, they have to click on it. You send them to make a copy. And then once they click here, it will take them to the one that we just created here together with you, and they have to add their own name and share it with me. So I also don't use Google Classroom, so that's why I decided to make this like easier for them. And now they have to see this copy of make, and then they click here, they type their name, and then they share it with me or in the small groups. Like, it all depends on how you organize your lessons. Yes. Okay. Do you have somebody else, any more questions? Like I said, I am creating now games using Jamboard, and I know that it was like a super short day, but I can create like the part 2 so that I can share with you more ideas, or if you have any more questions, you can just connect with me and I will be very happy to share with you. We can have another Zoom meeting. Yes.
We can never have enough Zoom meetings, right, in this community.
Exactly, yes. We are so, tech
We're so
people
tech
here.
savvy. Yes, all of us. All right. Well, thank you so much, Marina. We very much appreciate it. We all learned something. I had no idea that Jamboard was just at my fingertips. So I'm actually thinking about, asking my girls too, they're in middle school, if they know about it, because this is so much fun. So I hope that some of their teachers are using it for sure.
Yes, yes. Perfect. Yes, this is so much fun, and it just gives them, the control of their own learning.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I like it, because they can show exactly what they are doing, and you can also, as a teacher, see exactly what their needs are and how you can help them in real time. You don't have to wait until, they show you, you receive. No, you can do it right away in the lesson.
That's wonderful.
While you are with them.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. And we'll definitely hold you to it for the games part. There will be a part 2. Thank you so much for offering. That's super exciting. And maybe we'll use Jamboard for a United We Teach game night, right? On one of our Thursdays.
Yes,
I know. I said it, Michelle, so now I cannot take it back. So thank you again. I will go ahead and stop recording.